Around Joe podcast, where we optimize your human performance from my personal experience as an athlete, coach, and all-around self-improvement junkie. On this edition of the All Around Joe podcast, I'm going to be talking about 9 easy things that you can do to make 2019 better than 2018. And you can jump into 2019 like you're shot out of a cannon. How does that sound? All right, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through the list of these things 1 through 9. I recommend taking some notes or going out and checking out the show notes for this podcast. It's going to be at allaroundjoe.com/174. That will get you to all of the show notes, so you could go and just basically look at them if you wanted to, or you can take the notes, like I said. All right, before we hop right into what number 1 is, I want to make sure that you guys are all up to date with what I'm doing at the Get Better Project, all right? I am launching a daily workout program at the Get Better Project. What that means is I am actually putting out about 4 workouts per day with videos to show you how to do the movements. The workouts consist of a warm-up, a strength component, a performance component, and that is designed for someone that has a full gym or full home gym or a bunch of equipment. Then I have a fitness program, which is a body weight program that you could do anywhere. I mean, in the parking lot out here, where I'm looking out here at Starbucks, you could do it there. There's a scaled version, and then I put notes for all of them so that you should know what you're focusing on, all of that fun stuff. And then I have an optional kettlebell version that I post almost daily, the kettlebell version. But there's all these different options for you and for pretty much every single type of athlete out there. All right. So whether you're just getting started or whether you are wanting to be more competitive, all of those programs will be at the Get Better Project and ready to rock. If you want to get in on this, I'm going to open up the window for a couple of weeks in January. So go to the getbetterproject.com and actually enter your name and email in any of the forms on the site, because everybody that is on that list is going to get information about how they can join my Get Better Project workouts. All right. It's a Facebook group once you've joined, and there's a lot of collaboration. I will do a video reviews for you if you want to improve your technique on your lifts or your gymnastics or whatever it may be. So this is fully cool, awesome stuff for people that want to take their fitness to the next level or get started or whatever it may be. All right. If you have any questions about that, make sure that you ask them. All right. And if you do want to get on that launch program, head over to getbetterproject.com and put your name and email, any of the spots of the forms on the site. All right. The other company that this podcast is brought to you by is Meta. All right. drinkmeta.com is a company that I've been working with for a few months now. They have an awesome product that consists of adaptogenic herbs. I actually have some right here. Drink Meta is essentially, I like to call it the killer of energy drinks, because you get the feeling of having an energy drink or a coffee when you drink this, but it's not having the adverse effects that you would have with having caffeine. All right. So if you're a hard charging athlete or a hard charging worker, this would be something that I would look into and definitely try it out, because for example, if you're the type of person that works out at night, let's say 7 p.m., you could have this instead of a pre-workout, and it would not hinder your sleep. Because if you have caffeine if you have caffeine within 7 to 8 hours of going to bed, it's going to actually hinder your sleep whether you like it or not. Okay, I know people that are like, oh, I sleep fine when I drink coffee. So you've figured out how to sleep, but it's not good sleep. I mean, there's just scientific evidence that shows that you're not sleeping as well as you could if you're having coffee within 7 to 8 hours of going to bed. All right. But you could have Meta, and it would not only make you feel like you had a stimulant, but it would be way better for you. All right. So you can get a discount actually by going to drinkmeta.com and using the code allaroundjoe. I believe it's a 10% discount, I believe, 10 or 15% off discount, something like that. Go to drinkmeta.com, use the code allaroundjoe. I have a whole case of this stuff in here. I pretty much have it almost daily, all right? It's very good stuff. Let's jump right into this, all right? Let's jump right in. So the 9 easy things that you can do to make 2019 better than 2018. Number 1, here we go. Pick up a daily gratitude practice. I've been using the 5-minute journal, and I can tell you that in a few weeks of using that, it can totally change your perspective on all kinds of things in your life. It's pretty magical the way that it works. It's not massive in the way that like you don't have you're not like a completely different person, but you'll start to notice these little things that you just appreciate way more of your life. It's crazy, and I recommend that everybody do it. And it takes so little time that it's silly to not at least give it a try for a few months. So 5-minute journal is what I like to use. It was, I think, $20 for 6 months of journaling in that thing. You can just get it at Amazon. I'll put it in the show notes, a link to it at allaroundjoe.com/174. But you can just go to Amazon, type in the 5-minute journal, and get started. I highly recommend it. That's the number 1 thing right here that will change the way you feel in 2019. All right, so get yourself a daily gratitude practice. It needs to be daily. 5-minute journal is great because there's a morning and a night 5 minutes that you take, and it actually only takes about 3 minutes or less, depending on how fast you can write. So I recommend that you do that immediately. Get started right now as you're listening to this by either starting to write it down or ordering that journal, and I recommend ordering the journal. Number 2, use your calendar daily. Now, you've probably heard me talk about this before. If you are a part of any of my real estate stuff, you've definitely heard me talk about this. Schedule your things for your day, all right? Use your calendar daily. All of the advanced, super successful people that I know of use their calendars. So if you want to be one of these people that's like, nah, I don't need to use my calendar, I've got it all in my head, you're not maximizing getting the things done that are important to you, all right? Schedule the things that are important to you. So if you look at your day, each day you can say, all right, I want to spend quality time with my significant other here. Schedule it. Have a date night and then send them the calendar invite so you know that that's happening. Work out is a huge one. So many people, especially as I've been doing more of these Get Better Project workouts in groups, I'm finding that people mostly are just struggling with getting your workouts done or prioritizing them. But how can you prioritize a workout if you don't have it scheduled and you don't have it as important to you as your work? It is so much more important than your work, all right? If you can't be healthy, then your work is not going to be as productive or fruitful as it could be. So any of you people that are walking around with a few, 20, 30 extra pounds hanging around your body, you are not as productive as you could be. So you may think you're successful, but you're really not as successful as you could be. So get your workouts and other important things scheduled on your daily calendar. I like to just use Google Calendar. It's super easy, works great, but whatever calendar you like, get that going daily, all right? And you don't have to go necessarily into the calendar and schedule your things out daily. Like put, your workouts at 10 a.m. and then put them, repeat every week for each one of those days. So I know that if I go into my calendar, I can see that on Mondays, I work out at, I think it's on 4 p.m. or 3 p.m. And I have that for every Monday. And then if something comes up, you just go in and you drag it around to a different location. It's super easy. You should all be doing it. Do it. Number 3, drink more water daily. You've probably heard me talk about this one. Drink more water daily. Our bodies are about 60% water, so we have to be flushing water into our systems constantly in order to get the most out of our bodies, for us to be as healthy as we possibly can. We'll think better, you'll feel better, it will be all around better if you're drinking enough water. I don't know personally how to do that without having a reminder system, okay? Especially with all the technology that we have these days, there's no reason why you shouldn't have a reminder system set up in your life to make sure you're drinking enough water, okay? So what that means, I know some people will have like a hair tie on their water bottle, or a few of them. So when they drink one, they move the hair tie or the rubber band or whatever it may be, so they can keep track of how many ounces they've had. So if they know that they need to drink 4 of their daily water bottles, then they have to just move the rubber band or the hair tie 4 times in order to have enough water for the day. Always make sure that you're bringing a water bottle with you so you know how much you're having. I highly recommend a 32 ounce or 40 ounce water bottle so that you can consume that and have enough water with you all the time. Put it in your bag, bring it with you, have it in the car, whatever it may be. Have that water bottle with you at all times. And then I really like to use the Waterlogged app. So if you pay the $2 or $3 for the paid version of it, you can set it up to ping you if you haven't hit your goal for that particular time of the day. So let's say that by noon I need to have 60 ounces of water consumed. If I haven't done that, then I get a reminder, or if I haven't logged that water in, I get a reminder saying, oh, you need to consume, you've only had 32 ounces, you need to consume X amount of ounces more in order to keep yourself on track for the day. So that's what Waterlog does. I highly recommend that you use that. You can just Waterlogged at, the iOS or Android app store. Pick that up today, and it will change your life. All of these things will change your life. That's why I'm talking about them. It'll make 2019 so much better. You'll look back at the end of 2019 and be like, oh, thanks, Joe. I needed that. That was great. Super easy. That's it. All right, number 4, join a daily workout program or group. All right, so this is the reason why I started the Get Better Project workouts. All right, but you don't have to do those. Join a CrossFit gym if that makes more sense to you. Have the, person in your face daily. I love CrossFit gyms. They're not all created equal though, so make sure that you find one that is, number 1, going to be safe. Number 2, they have a high level of coaching abilities. And number 3, you have fun when you're with that group. So there's all kinds of different CrossFit gyms. They're not all created equal. Find one that you like. Or you could join a workout program like the Get Better Project workouts, which we're going to be launching in January. And all you have to do is go over to getbetterproject.com and join any of the email lists to get yourself on that list so that you stay up to date with when we launch the actual program, or open it up again, I should say, because we have about 30 people in there right now. Because what happens when you're in those situations is kind of it's a peer thing. So you know that you're going to be like the people that you hang around most, and this puts you in a situation where you can see what other people are doing, you can report your scores, you can, get feedback, you can get all of that stuff on a daily basis, so it will make you much more likely to achieve your goals. So join a CrossFit gym. Orange Theory is great too. Join my Get Better Project daily workouts. Get started with that. It's going to be a game changer for you in 2019. Number 5, kind of similar to the workout program, improve your peer group. All right. Take a look around you and see if the people that you're hanging out with have achieved the things that you want to achieve in your life. If they haven't, then they're probably not helping you out. I know that this one's going to be tough, and it will probably be tough for you if you haven't been doing it. But the 5 people that you hang around most are going to determine what you're like. So make sure that those 5 people that you hang around most have attributes that you want to take on. And if they don't, go find groups, or, what I mean by groups is online groups, meetup groups. Find the people that you want to be like. If you want to be a successful real estate investor, excuse me, go find a meetup group with a whole bunch of successful real estate investors in there, make friends with them, and start hanging out with them regularly. You'll just easily start to take on their actions and become more successful, or reach the goals that you want to achieve. It's really easy once you get into the habit and routine of doing it. But you've got to get away from the people that are pulling you down. All right. So have a good hard look at the people that are in your sphere of influence, and make sure that they are pushing you up to a new level rather than pulling you down. All right? Even if they're friends or close family or whatever it may be. All right? Number 6, minimize your life. All right? I've done this several times now, so I feel like I have done it enough to be able to tell you that it is so freeing to get rid of stuff. I have 2 tank tops. I have about, I think, 8 or 10 t-shirts. I have 3 hats. And I have 2 pairs of pants. And a bunch of underwear. I'm not sure how much underwear. I do have a lot of underwear. Got to keep the underwear clean when you're living in a van. But what you'll notice is that you're just so freed from having things, all right? We live in a society where we collect things, and it's not a good habit to have. And when you get rid of things, you'll notice that you feel so much better. Like, it's so freeing, and I can't even explain it until you do it. But there are tons of people that are talking about this, and you can get started by simply going through your closet and getting rid of things that you haven't worn in the last 6 months. Just get rid of them. Donate them to somebody. All right? There's so many people in need that could use those things that you're not wearing regularly or not using regularly. Go through your drawers, find those shirts, pants, whatever that don't really look all that great, but you paid money for them, so you're holding on to them. Just get rid of them. You will feel so much better about it. I cannot tell you how freeing it is to know that pretty much everything that I own is right here, and that I can get up and go whenever I want to. It's amazing. The feeling is fantastic. And you might be like, well, I don't have, this thing or that thing that I think I like. Things are not what it's about. It's about experiences. So give it a shot. I recommend it highly, and I think it will make your 2019 a better year than 2018. Number 7, keep track of your goals. Now, I know I do talk about this one a lot, but most of you probably aren't doing it. You should have your goals written down, and you should review them regularly or have them in a place where you see them regularly. Just doing that will help to move you closer to them. Your subconscious will start to do things. It will start to take actions for you that will move you closer to those goals. So just write them down. It's super easy. Get a piece of paper or your Evernote app or your Apple Notes app or whatever it may be. Just write down what all your goals are for 2019. And I'm going to have another podcast about this maybe in a week or 2 about how to do all of your goal setting as we get into the new year. That's what I usually do for the new year. But you can get started right now by just starting to write down what you want to achieve in 2019 and beyond. Don't hold it to just 2019. Maybe you have some goals that are going to be much larger than just the year. Write all of those things down. Number 8. Be mindful of what you're eating, okay? Think about this. We eat multiple times per day. How many times do you eat per week? How many times do you think you eat per month? Do you think that because you're eating so much food in your year, life, month, week, day, that you should probably understand what this food is that you're putting into your body? So many people, and this is mostly due to our messed up education system. Yes, it is so much more important for people to know what food is and what the different types of foods are than freaking history or math or any of that junk that we never use. So if you're a teacher, I hope that you take this to heart. And I don't care if you're a math teacher. Talk about food. Talk about calories. Talk about proteins, fats, carbohydrates. Work that into, your history lesson or your math lesson, because these kids, they need to know it, because our obesity rate is just cruising to the moon right now. And it's simply, in my opinion, because people don't know. They go to the Starbucks, which I'm parked outside of right now, and they go get a Frappuccino, and they think that it's okay because it's coffee, but it's the same as a milkshake. So if you're eating a Frappuccino every day or drinking a Frappuccino, you're having a milkshake every single day. It's going to be really, really hard to not get fat doing that. I couldn't do it. If I had a Frappuccino every day, I'd be like obese, even with the amount of working out that I do. So think about that. You probably are not working out as much as I am. And if you're drinking a Frappuccino every day, or that kid that you know is drinking a Frappuccino every day, it's messing with their body, all right? It's not only teaching them to put on fat faster, it's also messing with their blood sugar. It's going to turn them into a diabetic. It is not good. So what I would recommend doing is getting an app. I like MyFitnessPal, and spending at least a month recording everything that you eat and reviewing it at the end of the day or the next day. Because think about it again. How much food do you consume in a year, in a month, in a week, in a day even? And if you don't know what the difference is from one thing to the next, from a chicken to a piece of bread to vegetables, if you don't know what those differences are, you are definitely missing out on living your best life. Absolutely, 110%. You cannot live your best life without knowing what food is. Period. All right? Can't get by. Sorry, you can't. So go get MyFitnessPal or whatever. If you've got a different app that you like, I haven't found a better one. I haven't talked to any nutritionists or dietitians or whatnot that have an app that they like better than MyFitnessPal. And it only takes about 5 minutes or less to record all your food for the day. You don't have to have exact measurements. You can eyeball it. No big deal. Put it in. Just get an idea. If I have this much chicken, how much protein, fat, carbs is that? If I have a sandwich, how much protein, fat, and carbs and calories is that? Just get an idea. It will empower the heck out of you. So if you haven't been doing that in 2019, time to get on that bandwagon. Yes, do it now. All right. Number 9, and the last and final thing that we're going to be talking about today on the podcast is ask yourself regularly if you're doing your best. All right. I see so many people that are getting by. I just don't understand it. Why are you trying to get by? Why would you ever want to do the minimum requirement? If you're going to be doing something, do your best. Every time that I record one of these podcasts, I try and bring extra energy for you so that I can help to motivate you, so I can have you hear the energy in my voice, how concerned I am with you improving, even though I probably don't feel like it all the time. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to put in the extra effort to do it. If I see trash on the ground, I pick it up and put in the garbage can. All right? I don't care if it's my trash. I'm part of this world. You're part of this world. Do your best, whether it's at work, at school, in relationships. Do your best. Always. Hold yourself accountable to that. Never, ever let yourself get by without doing your best. Ever. All right? And this isn't something we're talking about, you can't take vacation, you can't, relax or whatnot. Do your best when you're relaxing. Do your best when you're on vacation. Do your best when you're at work, at school, whatever. But hold yourself accountable to doing your best. Think about if everybody does their best, how much better place that you'll get to live in as a world, right? Do your best. Here's an example. You're driving down the street. If everybody's doing their best, they're not texting or talking on the phone while they're driving. Less accidents, less injuries, less deaths. Think about it that way. There's a simple example, But if you're doing your work, do your best. Even if it's going to take a little bit longer, do your best. Hold yourself accountable. I coach people. I have whatever you want to call it. Coaching, life coaching, career coaching, fitness coaching, diet coaching, blah, blah, blah. I do it, and I work with all these people. And so many of them, I just have to get them to do their best. And as soon as they have that, they hold themselves to that standard, it makes their life so much easier. So I want that for you as well. It becomes a habit. It doesn't end up being any harder than what you're doing right now if you're just getting by. And you probably do your best at some things and not at others. Do your best for everything. If you're going to go take a poop, do your best pooping. All right? Do your best. All across the board. Get yourself known as someone that does their best always. All right, guys. I hope that was beneficial for you. These are the 9 things that are going to help you make 2019 fantastic. You can get started on them right now. If you have any questions about any of them, I would love to hear from you, especially in the show notes on the blog at allaroundjoe.com/174. That's allaroundjoe.com/174. You just scroll down to the bottom, ask your questions down there. That is where I like to get the questions the most, and I love questions. So if you have them, please ask them. All right, guys. Make sure you check out thegetbetterproject.com and get on that list so that you can get notified when we open up the doors for the next batch of workout attendees, or people that want to improve their life by getting daily workouts from me at the Get Better Project. And check out drinkmeta.com to improve your life by having less caffeine but still feeling stimulated by getting adaptogenic herbs into your body. Go to drinkmeta.com, use code allaroundjoe. And again, if you have questions about that stuff, let me know. All right, guys. Take care. The All Around Joe podcast, where we optimize your human performance from my personal experience as an athlete, coach, and all-around self-improvement junkie. I will see you on the next podcast.